everybody, welcome to the dungeon. My name is Robin, and today is Lampworking 101.57. Today we're going to talk about ribbon cane. When I think of ribbon cane, I don't think of a twisted cane. I think of a flat cane with a color on both sides, like this. This is really pretty. It's flat. It's just one simple pull. There's no twisting necessary. So if you're having a hard time getting that nice twist on a cane, then maybe give the ribbon cane a try. Without further ado, let's go ahead and play around with some glass. As always, I hope you guys are doing safe and well, and we'll see you next time in the dungeon. All right, we're going to start this cane out, and I'm going to just heat up a little bit of color and put it on the end of my mandrel. I'm using a turquoise dark blue, and we're going to flatten it out and start the lollipop technique. So we're going to flatten out the first color, and then I'll immediately start to heat up and put the second color on. I want both of these colors to be just about the same size, and we'll flatten them both together to make a little lollipop sandwich of color. And now I'm just going to add clear to both sides and on the edge. Try to get your clear the same amount on both sides. That will really be helpful with this cane. And before I add the sides onto this, I want to flatten it out a little bit more. Always thinking about keeping this as a flat cane. And here is just a gentle squeeze. I'm not really pressing down real hard. I just want the clear to be flat. And then we can go ahead and cover all the sides and edges. I'll add a little bit to the top, and I will also add a little bit more of a neckline, like where the punty is, just so it doesn't slip off or get weird when I heat it up. And that's it. So all we have to do now is kind of round things out. Well, not really rounding it out. I'm just getting the mandrel part kind of stuck on there. And then we'll add the other punty rod right to the other end. Don't push it in too deep. And then all we're doing here is pulling it out. You're not flattening it anymore. You're not trying to round it out. You're just very gently pulling. And this little bit is in real time, so you see that the cane is starting to pull itself out as I'm heating it up. You don't want to be pulling this out too much until you take it out of the flame and give it that final pull when all the glass is nice and evenly hot. So here I'm making the final pull, and it looks great. It's nice and flat. There's plenty to use here, and you can see both those colors coming out really well. All right, I actually made two of these. The other one is a pink and yellow. And you can see that cane here, how thin it is. This stuff is so much fun to work with, you guys. All right, so let's get into making the bead. I thought that I kind of wanted this whole bead just to be about the ribbon cane. And I wanted to get some interesting effects as you look through it. So that's why I'm using clear. And I'm just going to run the clear down the middle of the mandrel, getting about my usual inch long amount. And this time I'm just bringing it back up, and it'll take me a second or two to even things out and to put the right amount of glass on this bead. Don't skip this part. You always want to make sure that before you start adding any of your embellishments, that the bead is exactly the way you want it to look. So my core bead is a nice cylindrical bead, and I'm just going to start by grabbing this cane and laying it down on the thin edge. So one color is facing left, the other color is facing right. And as I heat it up, I'm just moving this cane back and forth. I'm not doing anything, but I'm not twisting the cane or moving it in any weird direction. I'm holding it in one spot and just moving back and forth. And that will give you that really cool overlapping effect on the sides. This bead will look completely different depending on when you apply your cane. You'll get a lot more of that three-dimensional effect the closer to the mandrel you apply the cane. So I'm just going to spend a little bit of time pressing in the edges, rounding them out, and just flattening everything down. Take your time when you do this process. You don't want to overheat it too much and round things out. You might be using some strange colors that have a reaction to each other. It just depends. Just take your time. But look at how nice this bead looks just on the surface. I think that the pattern looks great. Now we're going to add a couple of layers of clear. And as soon as you add the clear on, you immediately see the cane starting to pop out and look three-dimensional. And when I do this, I'm just heating up the end of my glass and very gently swiping it downward. The beginning of my swipe tends to be slightly thicker than the end of my swipe. So a lot of times what I'll do is turn the bead around after I've melted all this in and add the glass in the opposite direction, and that will help to even out that clear surface on the top. And at this point, I'm going to add my second row of clear. I only put a couple of swipes on this second row. I didn't overlap them, I guess we'll say. I think I just put 5 stripes down, or swipes, swipes, and that's it. All I want to do now is just very gently heat everything up, rolling it out, getting into a really nice shape. If you want to, you can flatten this. It will just look just as cool. But I'm going to leave this one rounded, and that's it. It really looks amazing. I just love staring at this bead. It looks like little hot coils right there at the end. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you next time in the dungeon.